As 2022 comes to a close and we approach 2023, I want to bring your attention to one company that I've analyzed before, and I believe that it is possibly the best company to own going into 2023. What we're going to do, folks, we're going to run the numbers on this business and we're going to figure out the intrinsic value of this company, what you should be paying for it. And I think we're just about there. Now, this company is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited. Here is the reason why I believe this company is phenomenal. We've hit a low of 59.43 over the 52-week range, currently sitting at $74, give or take. We hit a high of 145. And so we are currently trading on the low end of things, as well as, apart from Warren Buffett buying shares of this company is fulfilling a need that needs to be completed, and that is the semiconductor demand. They are probably one, if not the largest manufacturers of semiconductors. They provide for AMD, for Nvidia, Apple. Their main competitor is Intel. And if you've been watching the channel up until this point at all, I love Intel. I own Intel, but I have to give credit where credit is due, and Taiwan Semiconductor has been outperforming them over the last little while. Now, going through the numbers of Taiwan Semiconductor, we are ranking this company an 8 out of 10. For those who are new to this channel, what does this software do? It takes a look at the company's financial statements, their cash flow statements, balance sheets, income statements, and awards a point if the company is doing something right over the last 5 years, and takes away a point if it isn't. 8 out of 10 is a phenomenal score. And they're only getting docked in two categories. One being the price to earnings ratio on a 5-year average being 24.55. So you're essentially buying this company for a higher premium, because we want to find companies that have a price to earnings ratio of 22.5 and lower. And their share dilution sitting at 0%, which honestly, that should be a point in itself, because they're keeping the share count the same. Ideally, you want to find companies that are reducing the amount of shares outstanding. Keeping the shares the same is not the worst thing. The price to earnings ratio is 24.55. Take a look at the trailing 12 months. It currently is 12.37. That is extremely cheap for a company. It's pretty much in that Intel territory. And you have a lot of other things going for it. Take a look at the current ratio. And this is why it's super important, because as we approach uncertain economic times, pretty much a recession, we want to find companies that can weather the storm, most importantly, as well as continue to grow. And Taiwan Semiconductor is primed to do that. The current ratio is 2.49. That means they have a lot of assets on hand to cover those liabilities. They have a high return on equity average, sitting at 24.46. Their EPS has grown over the last 5 years by an astronomical amount. They have a low debt to equity. That means that they sitting at 29.51, phenomenal number. That means they're leveraging their capital through equity and not taking on debt. Something you want to see. Their net income is up. The free cash flow is up as well. The return on invested capital is extremely high, sitting at 23.41%. We want to find companies that have a return on invested capital sitting at 10% or higher, folks. They're getting a return of 23.41 on average. That is insane. As well as the their revenue growth is up 11% over the last 5 years. Compared to Intel, these numbers are arguably a lot better. Obviously, they're a cash flow positive company, and these are the one of the things that Warren Buffett enjoys, as do I as a value investor. Now, that being said, the numbers are looking great with Taiwan Semiconductor. What is this company actually worth? What should we be paying for this company today? I'm going to load this up in the price analysis section right here of this software. And if you want to get your hands on this software, folks, follow the links in the description box below. 7-day free trial, cancel at any time. And what will you do, folks? We'll put a 13% return for this business. And for those who are new to this channel, I like to try to stay as conservative as possible. Now, this is a 10-year analysis, assuming revenue growth of 10, 11, and 12% over the next 10 years. Profit margin, keeping it very similar to what they've shown over the last 10 years, as well as their free cash flow numbers as well. But what I'm really liking are these price to free cash flow numbers. 21.30. We want to find companies that have a price to free cash flow underneath 20. So that's why I like to stick between 14, 16, and 18. Those are my go-to. And their PE ratio sitting at 12.37. As I said, this is extremely cheap. So I said, look, let's keep it at that number as well. 12 on the low side, 16 on the high side. Click and calculate. This software is going to run the numbers and figure out what we should be paying for this company today. Guys, take a look at that. Current price is 74.15. Average calculation comes out to be 75.91. We're pretty much at that fair value. And if you're liking this video so far, folks, hit that like button and subscribe button. But take a look at this. This current price, 74.15 and 75.91. We're pretty much there. Ideally, for myself personally, I want it to be pretty much closer to the conservative average, because that means I have a higher margin of safety and I'll be able to buy this company at a phenomenal price. But if you believe the numbers right now, we're pretty much at that fair value. We are pretty much there. So overall, Taiwan Semiconductor is a phenomenal business, as I expressed numerous amounts of times. The numbers make sense. They are cash flow positive. They have a huge demand for what they're putting out, and they are meeting that demand, as well as the most important thing is they are priced at a point where it is pretty much worth it. So folks, what are my thoughts about Taiwan Semiconductor? As we go into 2023, I would love to see this company's stock price go further south for my own benefit, because then I'll be able to pick up this amazing business at a great price. Anyways, folks, that's the video. If you enjoyed it, and if you haven't done so already, hit the like button and subscribe button, and have a happy new year. This is the last stock analysis video of this year. So I guess the award for best company for 2022 goes to Taiwan Semiconductor. I will see you in the new year's. So thank you so much for watching.